Hi everyone and welcome to Flosstube number 61. Today I'm going to talk about how I travel with my cross stitching on my international flights. When this video goes up, I am in Florida and having a grand vacation. If you want to see more about my vacation, you will see. I will link my vlogging channel in the description down below. But today I want to talk about what I take with me when I travel, how I stitch on a plane, and so on and so forth. If you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Marika. I come from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and our 2 cats. And this is a channel mostly about cross stitching. So today we're going to talk about traveling with your stitching, stitching on a plane, stitching in the hotel room, so on and so forth. So first we're going to talk about which projects did I bring, am I going to bring with me, because we haven't traveled yet. And I'm bringing with me 2 projects. I am bringing with me kits, because for me a lot of my projects that I do is from PDFs, patterns, and very often I don't really kit them up. I just use threads from my main stash. I bring the threads out from my main stash into that project, and whenever I start to use another project, I just go and pick the threads out of where I have those. However, when I buy kits, I have those threads separately until I finish the kit, and in this case it is 2-dimension kits, and those threads are just added to the dimension stash just in case. I keep them in case I do a project and I run out of threads. Then the more projects I do, the bigger the chance that I actually have some of those threads left. When I do my kits, just so you know, I always just pick out the threads off the cards that Dimension has and just add them on top of all of these little thread cards that I have, which you can get in my Etsy store if you are interested. But I just add them to metallic rings with these little cards. That's how I do that. But the 2 projects I am working on or gonna bring with me, one is the Paris market. I have not been stitching on this at all for a very long time, so this is the project. Just so you see, that is where I am, and I'm hoping to get a little bit further in with this project going forward. And the second project I am bringing with me is the coffee shop, also by Dimension, which is this project, which is super adorable. I started this project in Las Palmas, so it's been a travel project before. I am not taking with me any new starts, however I do intend to go to different craft shops, including like Joann's and Michael's, so I might be picking up a project or 2 while I'm there. The way I travel with my project is that I use my fabric bags. When I stitch, I have both fabric bags, and then I have those like see-through mesh bags with like black zippers on mine, but there's also those with colorful zippers that you can get from Amazon for very cheap. Those are the ones I have at home because they are cheap and because I haven't made enough bags to fit all the projects I have. However, I do travel with these hand-sewn bags that I have because these are softer. They have a little padding in them. This was one of my first bags that I did, so that one has like open seams in it. This also have open seams in it. My newer bags that I do doesn't have that. These are just mine to have. But yeah, so I have 2 of those, one for each kit. And when I travel in the airplane, I will only have 1 of these kits with me, and the other kit I have will be in my checked-in luggage, just to save on space. I also travel with one of these frames. I haven't decided if I'm just going to go with my 8x8 frame, which is a really nice size to have on the go, or I'm going to do the 8x11, which is my usual frame that I almost always use. But I use these Q-snaps because they are light. They do go through customs and through security very good, and I can have them kind of put to my tummy, and then I can hold and stitch, or I can lean it on top of the table in the airplane and stitch two-handed, and when I stitch in the hotel room I will be kind of putting up my leg so I can lean this between my tummy and the leg, my bent leg, and then stitch two hands. That was how I stitched for a long time before I got my Lowry stand. So that is another thing that I always bring with me. I also get extra needles. I just realized that I don't have any new packages of needles. However, I do have a lot of needles hanging around. So I just add the needles onto the felt pieces for my frames, and then I use them from there. The next thing you need is scissors, some kind of scissors. And this is one thing that I have learned from you. I used to travel with those circular needles. Clover has these little medallions where you have a circular blade inside of it. I found out that you're not allowed to have them on flights. I traveled with that for a long time. No one ever took it away from me, but you're not allowed to have that. Instead, you want to have like shorter scissors. And I know that some people travel with children's scissors. I just can't have that. They are too chunky, so I have a hard time cutting the threads. So I have two kind of scissors. These are the size of scissors that I have traveled with for a very long time. These are like, they're super simple. The blade is short enough. The width of this is about the length of the whole scissor is about the same length as a business card. And that is actually how they in security have measured them. They usually take my scissors out, measure them against their card that they have for passing doors, and they have gone through every time. I have had no issues keeping them. I have been traveling with the ones that have a pink handle with little dots on. However, I picked these up and like, they are just gorgeous. See if I can get them to there you go, they're focusing. They're like oil slick. I love these scissors. I love these. However, because people always say that these rules update all the time, I will have one pair of these scissors in my checked-in luggage. I will have one pair of scissors in my carry-on luggage. So I will have one together with the project so that I can stitch on it and hopefully use these scissors. But in my carry-on, I will also carry a pair of these scissors. These have super teeny tiny blades. There you go. It's super teeny tiny blades, have handles. I am not a super fan of them as a scissor. I don't like, even though I have very small hands, I feel the handles are way too small and I don't get that detail that I want with them. However, for an emergency, these are allowed. The blade are so much shorter. These should not be stopped. These shouldn't be stopped either, but it's kind of up to the security person. They will decide, so you don't really have a say on it. But yeah, so we'll have those scissors, and that's basically it that I bring with me in the plane. I usually have everything in one of these little bags. This has little hearts in it, so this is one of my favorite fabrics, and you might notice, you can probably see that I've used this before, because if you saw my finish a couple of videos ago, that is cat hair, sorry, we have long-haired kitties, but a couple of videos ago I showed a finish of the wildflowers and I used the same fabrics, and it's just so gorgeous with a orange zipper. And yeah, I kind of like it. I have 3 of them. I will have one of these where I keep like my scissors and everything separately, because then it's easy to get out for the security people. So that is what I bring with me in the plane. But I also am going to take my crafts, some other kind of crafts. I'm gonna have my crocheting with me, and I don't travel with my crocheting in the plane. I'm worried that they're gonna steal my crocheting hooks. I've seen people in America not having any problems with it, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it because I like my hooks. I use the clover hooks, these like ergonomic clover hooks, and I also have a couple of the Hobby. Hobby has a set of a bunch of the different colors, and this is the one. This is the 3.5 millimeter, because I might need it. In that little bag I have a separate bag for my crocheting. I will have my other scissors. These are not going on a plane. They have way too much of a blade. However, they're great when it comes to my crocheting. So I bring those. I bring a tape runner. I bring my hooks. And I also bring my needles. And that is all I have in one of these little things. And then I will have a separate project, which I haven't started yet. I am fairly certain that I will be working on my Christmas sweater while we are away, and I'm gonna do that a little bit different than I did this one, the Halloween one that I recorded earlier this morning for the update video that went out first. Yeah, we're recording back-to-back videos today. Anyhow, my Halloween shirt will get black arms because I did it circular in the body. For the Christmas one, I'm gonna use the hobby yarn again, but now the Christmas yarn, and I am going to do a front panel, a back panel, and arms, and they're gonna have about the same width, and therefore they will get the same kind of striping, and then I just gonna sew them together. It is gonna be a more oversized shirt. It's gonna still have a very wide opening at the top, so it's gonna be a little bit more towards the 80s kind of oversized off the shoulder kind of a shirt. So that is what I'm planning to do. So that is what I'm going to bring with me in my checked in luggage. And then when I get to Florida, I will be I will going through a bunch of fun craft stores, so I will have much more things to bring with me home. But yeah, that was all from me about my travels. If there's something that you think I missed to talk about, please let me know in the description down below, and I will both answer you there and hopefully be able to bring it up in a kind of follow-up video. But with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye!